Marjorie S. Ollie's lunch or dinner. Group by expanded. Date today expanded. Unread. Chris Reed scheduling for day in the life video shooting. 3 enter. Message has 9 links. Hi Cindy, we are running just a hair late, but should be there by 9:10. Looking. 4, 2. Working. With. You. Today period. Enter. See. You. Soon. See you soon. Mess edit. Chris, comma, enter. You replied to this message on 11/13/2021 3:58 p.m.
I lost my vision 26 years ago. I was 41 years old, and when I was losing it gradually over about a year-long period, miraculously, the last trip my family and I took where I could see was through the Grand Canyon. And I had seen volcanoes, I had seen both oceans, but seeing the Grand Canyon, I was so thankful that I had actually been able to see that. And then, like a couple months later, I lost my vision. And it's so interesting. People are thankful for what they have. And when I first lost my vision, I was talking to folks at the Lighthouse for the Blind in Chicago, and it was a young woman I spoke with who had been blind since birth. And she sympathized with me because she felt like she didn't have anything to lose, and I did. And I said, yes, but I'm thankful for the 20 or whatever, 41 years that I did have vision. My day starts out like everybody else's, but when I get up, first thing I really do is go to my computer. Um, and when we talk about assistive technology, I have a software that's called JAWS. Based on the keystrokes I use, it'll read my email to me. It will help me reply to emails, those kinds of things. And then I go about doing the other things in life. Help our son get his day ready because he works here in Boulder City at a restaurant. But the things about typical things like cooking, so all of our appliances kind of look like they've got measles because they all have these little tactile bumps, so I can figure out how high to make the burners and that sort of thing. So those are the types of things that are necessary for me. So it's just a lot of behavior modification. We're keeping things in place. I think there was some question about like getting my clothes. Well, I can't see well enough to know what I've got. So I just, it's everything tactile. So I grab things and I could tell what it feels like and if that's what I'm going to wear. It's just basically being very, very organized. Our middle son has Down syndrome, and when he was 7 years old is when I started to lose my vision. So I was pretty much in the disability world, the advocacy world, and we had demanded a lot from him. So when I started to lose my vision, I really couldn't just fall apart and sit in a corner and pout. I had to basically pull on my big girl pants and move forward with things. I see a lot of my opportunity as being able to gently educate people about disabilities. The thing that people kind of miss is everybody has kind of like disability bias. So if you're blind, this is how it is. If you have Down syndrome, this is how it is. And the fact of the matter is, no matter what your disability is, you have different strengths and different weaknesses.
I'm Adam Swanson. I'm 34. I work in Southwest Dino. I serve the food and then busting dishes from the tables and putting in the kitchen. I work myself.
And you do that safely, right?
Yes.
Even in the evening, you do that safely. So that's very good. That's a very, very good life.
I like my life.
When the ADA was first initiated, curb cuts were created so people in wheelchairs could cross them. What happened was blind people didn't have any way of knowing where the curb was. So it was decided that domes, little bumps, they're called truncated domes, were placed on those ramps so that a person with a service dog or a cane could feel it so that you would know when to cross. So my second dog is Hershey, the Wonder Dog, and she's a wonderful chocolate lab. My dog is really very good when I say, find the bumps, Hershey, find the bumps, and she'll get to the bumps. And then she looks up at me because she thinks she's supposed to get a treat because she found the bumps. Now, in a lot of places in my town, some of those domes are on one end of the street, a sidewalk, and then when you cross, there may not be another set of domes. So you could be walking in the middle of the street, your dog could be guiding you around looking for the other set of domes, and it makes it really challenging to find where the domes are on the other side. The ADA, Americans with Disabilities Act, was created to make life accessible for people with disabilities, and it created metrics, how far the bar had to be from the toilet and just different things like that. But after years of experiencing it, the public or private businesses might be in compliance with those kind of regulations, but oftentimes they still are inaccessible. There is an intersection that crosses us at Nevada Way, and there is a pole with a button on it that you can walk over, push the button. That button initiates a light across the street to get cars to stop so that you could cross the crosswalk safely. The problem is that button is several feet away from the crosswalk. So once you get all the way to the button, you have to walk all the way back to the crosswalk. The other problem is the light is covered by a tree and a stop sign. So that makes it still pretty dangerous. So we need to do more to make our public officials understand that, yeah, you've spent money, you put these things in, but they really don't make my life safer or more accessible. The city of Reno, Bend, Oregon, Naperville, Illinois, all have access commissions made up of individuals with disabilities who meet on a regular schedule and report back to the city council to say these are things we have to examine. And then it's up to the city to do whatever it is they want to do. And that's something I think every town community should have. Something that's really important that needs to be stated, the independent living movement talks about nothing about me without me. So again, if you want to put in an accessible door, ask me how that should look. Ask me how the street should look. Ask me how the sidewalk should look. People with disabilities should be at the table talking about all these access issues, and that's a really important feature. So it is a national issue. People think we've got the ADA, we're all set. It's going to be an ongoing effort on people's parts. We have a lot of laws, and they can transition our worlds, but they cannot transform us. And relationships are what transform us into being a society that is welcoming and inclusive.